Folks, a very good morning and welcome to FYI for your information. It's the 12th day of September, it's mid-month, folks, already, and we're pacing down to the end of the month. Good to have all of you on the live wherever you're joining us from this morning. Share the live, smash that emoji button, folks, and partner with us. That's how we go from day to day, week to week, month to month, and from November, year to year, 3 years in as of November 2023. We're happy that you guys have been with us all this time, good folks. Thanks for your love, thanks for your support, and thanks for your generosity as well. We got quite a few things we have to share with you folks this morning. Don't waste no time. And we're bringing in those authentic kitchen sounds there, and we're not even using what's the popular one? Epidemic sounds, authentic kitchen sounds, very functional kitchen at our end, folks. Wherever you're joining us from this morning, we're just happy. Eunice Beaton is here, and we got Dennis Mitchell joining us right off the bat. Edward Brooms, Yolanda Thomas is here. Rihanna Mingo, how are you doing, Rihanna? Thanks for all of you guys being out so early. We know it's coming on to Christmas, so the place getting darker, getting brighter later and darker earlier. Good to have you, Eileen Griffith, Norton Innes, and all those other folks joining us. Guys, we're going to make sure we practice what we preach, and we're going to make sure we share the live ourselves. We got to share to some pages and some profiles, but we're happy to have all of you folks here with us. It's Tuesday, the 12th day of September. Like we said, and we hope that you folks are that much closer to coming into contact with some of those goals and aspirations you've set yourself since the year started, perhaps since the month started. We are 12 days in already. Believe it or not, 12 days into September, and pushing that much farther away from August. Yep. Yeah, summer's officially finished, folks. Let's just forget about it and move on. We can't do anything about it. Good to see you. The folks joining us from Brooklyn. Good to have you on the live this morning. I see we got good folks too. Let me see who's joining us from Brooklyn. From Brooklyn, Silbert Stewart. Good to have you, Silbert. Good to have you on the live this morning. We got Andrew Griffith is here too. Good to have you, Andrew. Is it DJ Callow? Good to have you on the live. Deborah Leach. Good to see you, Debs. Great to have you on the live as well. Roxy McKinnon is here. Philip Albert is here too. Redmond Alexis. Good to have you this Tuesday morning. Great to have you, Claire Alexis, Tramley, Richmond, Region 11 too, and Sing, and all those other folks joining us. Barbara Ralph. How are you doing today, folks? We are tremendously pleased, tremendously happy to have you folks here. Dan Mitchell, Andrew Griffith, Silbert Stewart, again, Barbara Ralph, and Yolanda. Welcome to our broadcast this morning. We got a couple of things to share with you folks. We're going to do that, and then we're going to get out of your hairs so that you guys can go ahead and have a fantastic rest of the day. And while you guys have a good day, it's not a good day for somebody. We want to say to all of you who are experiencing, some setback in some way, some challenge, this too shall pass. That one thing we comforted by, this too shall pass. We're with you guys. Those of you celebrating a birthday this month, celebrating a birthday this month. Happy birthday, happy belated birthday to each and every one of you who's celebrating some milestone too. You guys celebrating some milestone. And you know what? This morning we want to say our condolences, our hearts, our thoughts, our prayers are with the Matheson family. One of our childhood friends, Simone Gibbs Matheson, lost her husband, Dexter, yesterday. And folks, don't do it to me. I'm begging y'all. Don't do it to me. I don't know how people can do grief and losing a loved one, especially someone so close. And I grew up with the Gibbs. The whole family knew all of them. And Simone lost her husband yesterday, and we would just want to say our thoughts and prayers go out to them. The entire family circle. Very, very difficult time. Lost the mother quite recently, all things being equal, quite recently too, and now lost her husband there. And again, our thoughts, our hearts, our prayers are with the entire Matheson family this morning on the loss of Dexter Matheson. Our thoughts and prayers are with you guys. We're sending some our love. We're sending some hugs We're sending some comfort as well. And all of the other folks who are experiencing grief in some way, it's a part of life, but we never can get accustomed to it. Even older folks, when we know they're ailing and know they're going to die, it still hurts us and still haunts us a long time after, and much more when it's very, very sudden, as in the case of Dexter Matheson quite recently. Now, again, we want to see our thoughts and prayers go out to the Gibbs, the Matheson family, the Alfonsos too, by extension. Our thoughts and prayers are with you guys. That being said, folks, we want to turn our attention to some of the other things that we're tracking this morning. Good to see you, Paulette and Dolly Anderson. All of you other folks joining us. We see hundreds of you already on the live. We're going to ask you guys to beg your indulgence to share the live, smash that emoji button as well. Good folks, do that for us. Do that for us so that other folks get valid and credible information as well. So many people try to do what we do here, but they don't have you all. That's the difference. They don't have a great interactive audience like we have in Marjorie Joseph and Marilyn McPherson, Stan Bourne, and all the other folks like Edward Brooms, who always keeps advising us to keep Sugate alive. You can never forget that. Never, never. Mona Moore and all the other folks who are joining us this morning. Linda Thomas and Jennifer Lowe, good to have you folks on the live with us. Again, folks, smash that emoji button. All 200 plus of you, let us know how you folks are feeling out there. What are you guys having for breakfast this morning? I got some rosemary in my receptacle, in my utensil for my hot beverage. We ain't going around my cup. I have some rosemary here. What are you guys having at your end? And let's start there. Pull up a chair, folks, with us this morning. We got a couple of things we want to let you guys know. And as we on that, folks, we want to let you know, all of you folks who are going to be heading out there today and in some way transacting some business. You got some documentation to look after, that sort of thing. We want to recommend, of course, the Alistair Collins firm as our go-to place. We want a good commissioner of votes and to affidavit, a good justice of the peace. We recommend them highly. We always say, if you're doing a service, in Ghana especially, and you go an inch or two, above what the market is currently offering, you're in a game by yourself. You're in a game by yourself because oftentimes we set the standard so low. These guys, this team down there at the Alistair Collins firm, they do precisely that. They don't go an inch. They go like 3 miles, 3, 4, 5, 10 miles out ahead of the competition. When you go in there, folks, it's not the regular run-of-the-mill JP kind of setting, right? These guys really take it up a notch there and provide a world-class service for you there, but they are good at all your documentation needs. You need a good Justice of the Peace Commission votes to affidavits. You have a wonderful team down there. They're at the Callion Mall on Lamaha Street between Camp and Waterloo Streets. 649-6410-685, 6448, 649-6410-685, 6448. Those are the numbers. You guys can get them on. That being said, good folks, again, really happy that all of you guys are here with us this morning. Good to see you on the live. You all know how we say it. We're on the live. We're watching the broadcast. We're on the live. Gail Alicock, good to see you there, Gail. We hope that you're well. Good to have you. Where's Margaret? I didn't see Margaret yet. Margaret, like you wasn't there this morning. Margaret and Rio, y'all running late this morning. I do see Gloria Chester, though. Gloria and Beatrice and Anne and the other folks who are joining us. Good to have you, Urban Dog, Cook, Debbie Collins, and all the whole gang. Good to have you folks on the live this morning. Let's make a start of it. Roxana Campbell. How are you doing, Roxana? Good to have you there, too. All the other folks who quietly watch us from behind the scenes. They're not putting your names there because you all know them boys wicked. Looking to see watching us, who they can harass, who they can victimize. You got to do that. You got to do what you got to do, folks. You just got to do what you got to do. Barbara Ralph, good to see you there. Lee Jacobs, we see you as well. And Lennox Anderson, Lauren. Joe, I love that name, Lauren. If I think I had a daughter, her person, her middle name would be Lauren. I love that name. Pinky Kerr, Trevor Davidson, good to have you. Let's just go off, eh? Trevor, good to have you. What you guys having this morning? I got some rosemary here. Maybe a couple other things might follow. Good to have you guys on the live this morning. What are you guys having for breakfast? How was the night, folks? How was the night? Those of you coming in from work, hope you had a good shift. Those of you are going to be going out or are going out, some of you on your way, you're in your Uber, you're on the bus somewhere with us in your earpods, listening to us and watching us. Thanks for joining us, folks. Thanks for that kind of commitment. And all the other folks joining us, Chandra Will, good to see you. Roxy McKinnon, we see you as well. Wink, wink, Roxy. Chanel Wills, we see you too. And Marva Alexander, good to see you, Marva, folks. As we said, we are going to be in Georgia on the 16th. Next Saturday, we're in Georgia. Looking forward to seeing you, folks. We're going to be joining us at that end in Georgia from 4 to 8 o'clock. We're in Conyers, Georgia. We're going to post that graphic, and we're going to keep posting it on our social media profiles. We want to see you guys in Conyers, Georgia on the 16th. And we're going to we're looking forward to touching base with you. Fantastic folks down at that end. A couple of things we're following this morning, folks. In the morning papers as we begin, it's never an easy day. Some of the headlines you're looking at this morning, folks. We got the trifecta, fires of the PPP, carnage on our roads and waterways. We got violence against women and girls. We got all three this morning in the lineup. First and foremost, a house fell up in flames. An industry, folks, gas stove, they said, left unattended. You might want to watch that. If you're cooking and so on, you might want to run to the shop, run and take a pipe and so on. It never ends well. Burn up the food. In this case, they burn the whole house down, folks. In the industry, they said a gas stove was left unattended, and the folks are counting their losses there. For a small country like ours, we sure do have a lot of fires. You also see the accent kicking in there. If I stay here another month, the trouble, a gas stove left unattended. The whole house came down. You might want to watch that. Please and thank you. For a small country like ours, a lot of fires. Y'all don't find that strange? Naomi, I got the bananas for you this morning, girl. Welcome. Naomi, I got the bananas for you. For a small country like ours, so we find that strange. So many fires. It's only us this hitting. It's only us. I would love to see the fire chief, the other chiefs, the stakeholders, the other folks, interested parties, sitting down and looking and see how we can curb fires. It's only these dormitories going to get the fire extinguishers, or is that going to be like a national policy? Come, we sleep deep. The whole house can burn down around us. We won't even know when we transition life, right? Fire alarms, fire extinguishers, are these going to become the norm? Are they? That's the kind of conversation we have to have. Too many fires, right? Too many fires. I'm hearing government building, thank you very much, all have sprinklers. Is this the road we're going to go down, or just when we get fire safety week, health and safety week, then we make a big hullabaloo? But we're really moving otherwise, Naomi. Gloria Fraser, we're moving otherwise. I remember very early in primary school, we used to have your little fire drills, with the sand bucket. You never have to use it. The extinguisher and so on. Those things like they're things of the past, or it's only fire prevention week. We focus on those things. Those things got to become part of our culture. We got to make them, is it the word endemic? We got to make them like that, a part of who we are. It's second nature. Right? It's second nature. Please, folks, please. Well, the house went up in flames. Gas stove left unattended. The next headline we're picking up out of the newsroom, they did their calculations. You can see this coming out of the traffic department, even though we were expecting a lot of good things out of the new senior superintendent of police, Mahindra Singh, who's the new traffic chief. Right? Big Sahib, we're expecting a lot out of you. Newsroom telling us this morning, 20 died in road accidents in the last 2 weeks. Folks, isn't that madness? 20 died in 2 weeks. If you had something like that happening here in South Carolina, Brooklyn, the Bronx, wherever, you'll have a state of emergency. 20 dead, road accidents in 2 weeks. You all know that analogy of the frog, in which they say if you put a frog in a pot of boiling water, he can jump out right away. But put that water cool, but slowly raise the temperature. He can stay right in there and cook himself to death. That's the temperature raising, you know. Practice one here, one hand movement, raising like that. Right? Policy framework, the temperature raising and rising. But we're taking cognizance of it. 20 dead in 2 weeks, and we could go along as business as usual. I'll tell you what I expect to see, and I've told you some of it already. We got to get a meeting of mind. But you see, when some people, Kyle Bino, Glenford Gordon, they believe they can run a country by themselves. We have problems, you know. When do you feel they can run a whole country by themselves? We have problems. One of my favorite long distance runners, the favorite, perhaps my favorite runner, period. Eliud Kipchoge from Kenya. 100% of me is 1% of the team. We're not team again, you know. Dr. John Maxwell says, never confuse a team with a collection of people. That's what we got in government. It's a collection of people. Never confuse a team with a collection of people. 100% of me, the greatest long distance runner of all time, Eliud Kipchoge. 100% of me is 1% of the team. I love when I bounce an idea off a colleague, a friend, and they give me a different perspective. Most of the times, I'm in awe. I don't think about it like that. You know, the fresh way of thinking. When you have more people to ruminate on the idea and say, hey, what about this? What about that? When we think we're the fountain of all knowledge, you know, like Erasmus, the philosopher, we know everything. Nobody can tell me nothing. We're in a bad place. We're in a bad place. And that is why we're seeing, what we're seeing is the kind of silo thinking we alone know. We want to hear from Norton. We want to hear from the parliamentary opposition. Ling on for tell we, because all you've seen is the last election. But you don't get your reward already, as the good book says. You already got your reward. 20 dead. Folks, if you put that any place else in the world, right? You got some tongues in the world, got 500,000 people. We got a whole country with army and 65 MDCs, RDCs. You got municipalities, a whole bunch of stuff. One tongue managed by 5 people could have 500,000 people and manage effectively. And we struggling, you know, because one man think he alone know everything. 20 dead in 2 weeks. A state of emergency would have been issued, but not us, you know, because we got this thing about the status quo and about people believing that everything is all well and good. And that will be part of the examination this morning, you know, Tommy Gibbs, Karen Clark, Wanda Hudson. That's going to be part of the examination. This facade that we like to have, that all is well and good, everything nice with us, right? We got it like that. We better than the Joneses. We living like the Joneses. We better than the Joneses. That's part of the examination we're going to have this morning in our discussion. So pull up a cup of something with us, folks. Pull up a chair. We got some things to talk about this morning. So 20 dead in 2 weeks, according to Newsroom. That being said, folks, GPL, things are bad. People crashing into GPL lampposts, and as we say, lantern posts, licking it away, broken it down. GPL said, no, the modeling legal actions. You damage the property, you got to pay. Could you imagine if accidents are so pervasive, so ubiquitous? It's not a one-off. GPL say, okay, I could put back the post, man. Right? When one post fall, pull down 3 more. Disruption in the electricity supply and all of that. GPL says it is now mulling legal action against motorists, yeah, for network damage, motorists and contractors. But it's the motorists that stuck out to us. Could you imagine so much damage to its infrastructure by motorists? Waiting happening there. A man going back again, come out and go and plug in some wire someplace. No. It's an accident that breaks a pole somewhere. And of course, if you got this amount of accidents happening, that starts affecting the bottom line. Sooner or later, Fidel Albert or Alexander, sooner or later, these things start affecting the bottom line. So GPL say, hold on. We can't carry this whole thing by ourselves. And resell me, hold on. Alicott, Glenford Gordon. Glenford says terrible leadership at GPL. That's another story. They just let go of Paradindial, CEO of GPL. Now they bring on Anil, brother. They now bring on Anil, brother. Cash. Mandela, friends, family, and favorites. They now bring Anil Nandalal's brother. folks, we either go on nepotism and all of those things in the government, you see, or we want to run a country. How we want to run the country? We got to figure it out. But that being said, in other things we're following, we're looking at this issue here with this gentleman who's wanted by police for attempting to kill his girlfriend, attempted murder, attempting to kill his girlfriend. This is Delon McLean. Delon McLean says he doused her with fluid and lit her on fire because she didn't want to open her phone for him to see the contents. Yeah. That's where we are, you know. Life's so cheap. Delon is wanted by the police. If you all know what Delon is, Delon McLean, contact your nearest police station. He's a resident of 468 East Ramvelt, Back Circle. Police want him for attempting to kill his girlfriend. Lit her on fire. Can you imagine that? What beast of a man who will see love a woman, light her on fire. You see that? Folks, if you got to do that, to get information from your paramour, from your spouse, your wife, your girlfriend, you don't lose the battle. You know? I want to tell you that. I know how to tell you, but I want to tell you, you don't lose the battle. If you got to go to that extent to get information, right? If that is your level of spying, my brother, head in the next direction. Call it quits. Quit while you're ahead. You don't lose the battle. Lit her on fire. Doused her with kerosene or gasoline. Lit her on fire. The report says they were lying on the bed and he asked her to open her phone. The phone don't concern you. Why other people think that's such interest to people? The phone don't concern you. Jesus have mercy. And he lit her on fire for that. Lit her on fire for that. Couple of things we're following this morning, folks. Couple of things we're following. And while we head to the other aspect of our program, good to see so many of you on the live this morning. We got some folks here with us. Annette Cummins here with us. Glenford Gordon. Glenford said people too damn ignorant. Why would you light somebody on fire for that? Folks, I know some of you in some situationships like that. If that's the extent you got to go to, you see, you're in a bad place. You're in a bad place already. Right? Beating up somebody, ill-treating somebody for that. Walking behind people, peeping behind them. I want to see that. You know, driving around behind people. You don't lose the battle. Take my word for it. You don't lose the battle. Right? Somebody after that work, you got calling me 5 minutes and find out. And listening to background songs and you don't lose the battle. How you get there? From where you started, how you meet there? I taught you the same. If that's what you got to do, folks, I'm telling you, guard your peace of mind. Guard your peace of mind, jealousy. Even for you, guard my peace of mind. I guard you jealously. You know, we have a saying. If I like, give me blow, but don't let me know. I right there. I right there. Give me blow, but don't let me know. I don't want to know. You keep your phone. You keep your. Whatever you say, I do not want to know. I want to know. I know lots of you. You're not at that stage yet. You're a work in progress. Naomi, right? Naomi says, one time that will be me. Oh, Lado, the obsession, right? Confession is good for the soul. Bible says confess one to another. Naomi said that one time was me. You don't lose the battle. You see, give me blow. Don't let me know. I right there. I right there. If you ever jumping through window, you know, now you put like a cat and you're looking and you're watching and so on. You don't lose the battle. My brother don't lose the battle. That's the reason he's coming now to the law. Because you allow the devil to whisper in his ears, now in trouble. Right? How many of you that would have been you? Naomi, that would have been me. Oh, I do the obsession. Hear you, Naomi. Hear you. Take it easy, folks. Value your freedom. That's the first thing I think about. Freedom, being plastered across the front pages of some newspaper, right? Um, Naomi says love is crazy. Orvin done, right? Orvin says, boy, when I was younger, I had someone like that in my life. He tried to hit me. I give me a pot of hot water. Naomi, Orvin says, but the water wasn't hot enough, right? That was the end of that relationship. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like that, right? You see, when you got a pattern, you got to get something that intervenes to break the pattern, right? Orvin was a pot of hot water. Orvin wasn't hot enough, though. Done with that, right? She said, room 104, all over again. How many of you ever jump out a window? Land on your foot like a cat. Room 104, full package. You sell cheaper. Full package. You see? Little Albert said that is cruel and heartless. Right? Yolanda Chalmers says, eyes na see. Art can burn. Insecure men. Yeah, if you're going through that, folks, you know, be with you. Right? But don't go down the road. Men especially, don't go down the road. Right? Malapanity, trust your own self. All of that. All of that. You need to trust your own self. First, don't just wake up like that. 32, 33. No, there's a lot of conditioning carry you down that road. We don't have to go down that road, folks. Not this morning, not today. Don't let us go down the road. Let us bring you guys up to speed with some of the other stuff that we're following. It's a wild world out there for everything topsy-turvy. Very, very topsy-turvy. What are some of the things we're following internationally? Because you see, Paul McDonald on the live this morning, Jolly Anderson, Kamal Prasad. Is it you, Kamal? Is it you? Good to see you on the live this morning, Kamal. Kamal says in these situations, if you cannot trust the person you're with, here where's I'm talking now. You're better off without them. Go in peace. I'm with you. Go in peace. If you can't trust the person you're with, you're better off without them. Go in peace. I'm with you. You know? Let me hashtag the one. Please and thank you. Hashtag the one. That's wisdom talking right there. All right? Forbes Medusa says just for information from a cell phone. You know? Insecurity, the Bible says, study to be quiet and mind your own business. Thessalonians, 1 Thessalonians 4, 11 to 12. I never read it quite that way. Right? Study to be quiet And mind your own business. Yeah, yeah, yeah. True words have not been spoken. True words have not been spoken. Folks, some of the other things we're tracking internationally, a lot of people hurting in the world this morning. In Libya, there are thousands of persons who are missing. Folks, as in the Bible, this end time, this book of Revelation stuff. The whole island will go missing. People just disappear like that. And tell us how thousands in Libya missing. I want to read to get an impression. We're making up stuff here to be sensational. This is the I think we're picking this up out of the Washington Post, a reputable news organization internationally here in the US. The Washington Post reporting on what's happening in Libya. Thousands are feared to have died in floods that engulfed Libya after the storm named Danielle smashed into the North African country, following whole neighborhoods, and with them an unknown number of residents. Gets worse. The city of Derma in Libya has been most acutely affected. This is the Washington Post reporting. After raging current of water tore through two dams and swept entire buildings into the sea. This is in the last 24 hours. Entire buildings into the sea. Right? The health minister there in Libya and the spokesman for the UN recognized government in the West said that Libya, let me get it right, the situation rather continues to deteriorate in this city called Derna, where 2,000 persons have been found dead so far, and thousands of others are missing. Here, what this spokesperson said, the health minister there in Libya said, I expect the number of dead to raise to 10,000. Folks, there was 10,000 dead. UG campus got 6,000 people. That's Turkine. Kane got another 2. That's a lot of people. The health minister says they're expecting the numbers to 10,000 people dead. Libya, because of this flood caused by the storm Daniel. Right? And Derma, this city is estimated to have about 90,000 residents. Whole buildings, Washington Post said, have been swept out to sea. Whole buildings swept out to sea. Our thoughts and prayers, of course, are with the people of Libya, and this is the Washington Post has completely affected. Turn up. Our thoughts and prayers go to them. Thousands missing. Thousands. We're going to keep you guys updated on that. Good to see you there, Deborah Pearson and Bantu King on the live this morning. We're still following that. That's Libya. Remember that earthquake struck Morocco recently? They're telling us close to 3,000 dead as a result of that earthquake in Morocco. Still following that. The red, let me get it right. I almost said red. Red Cross. That's what I was thinking about. Red Cross says that it needs some intervention to continue to bring aid to the people of Morocco. And they're looking at something to the tune of 100 million francs, which is equivalent, they say, to 104 million pounds or 112 million US dollars to bring meaningful intervention to the people of Morocco as a result of this horrific earthquake that struck the country quite recently. Right? This 6.8 magnitude earthquake that struck Morocco last Friday. They want over 100 million US dollars to be able to bring aid relief to the people who are hurting. They said people need water and sanitation and shelter. This is the global director of the Red Cross, Caroline Hott, is quoted as saying $100 million is needed there. People are hurting very badly in Morocco. And overnight, you got this humanitarian crisis happening in Libya. Yep. Folks, we better live close to Father. I encourage y'all, let me live close to Father. That's the way things going. This is the end times things, you know. Could you imagine in a blink of an eye like that? A whole building wash out to sea. 3,000 dead. I living close to Father, y'all try that. But look what else we're following this morning, folks. In regional news rather, that we're following, Christine Kangaloo, the president of Trinidad and Tobago, spoke recently in the National Assembly there, spoke recently in the Parliament in Trinidad and Tobago, and she's calling on the nation to come together to fight crime. To fight crime. Now, I like this in the sense that as we started the discussion, we say, some folks think they can do it by themselves, right? Well, we see we're not winning the battle in crime. It is gaining the upper hand. On a daily basis, we see splashed across social media. You ain't gonna carry it on NCN. You ain't gonna see it in the room of the news. Chronicle, worse yet. But crime, the pervasiveness of crime, the ubiquitousness, the ubiquity of crime in Guyana. Trinidad says, we got to do it together. That's what the president went to Parliament to say. Spoke about 22 minutes. The reports are out of, I think, out of the Express newspaper in Trinidad. Spoke for about 22 minutes on crime and how it's ravaging the country there. And the need for them to come together as a nation to stem this tide of crime and violence in the nation. We bury we head in the sand and say, serious crime going down. Maybe we keep going down the road. Serious crime is going down. You and I live in a society where it's not so. It's not so. Every day you open social media, you see it plain as day. Plain as day. We gotta get on the ball with them. And while Libya's tackling Storm Daniel there, we still got Hurricane Lee in the Caribbean that the forecasters are looking at. Still doing some damage, not to the extent of Storm Daniel by any stretch of the imagination, but still the forecasters got their eyes on Hurricane Lee and some of what's happening in the Caribbean as a result of Hurricane Lee. Trinidad, as we said, missed it quite recently, missed the eye of the storm recently. And so we're watching that as well. Some interesting things we're following as we come closer to home, folks. No easy day in the 592. No easy day at all. Leslie Charles, Giselle Chipper, Maxine Monroe. Good to see wonderful folks on the live this morning. I see Debbie Hohen Kirk as well, and quite a few other folks on the live too. Good to see folks like Maxine, as I said. Aubrey Stevens is here. Fidel Albert is here as well. Respect and manners, folks. Thanks for joining our live broadcast this morning. We're heading up to program time. Leslie Charles, see you there as well. And Sandra Batiste and Beryl Crawford. We see you wonderful folks there as well. Somewhat we're following this morning, guys, in the 592. All right, you can take your pick. You're going to take your pick. First up, folks, the long goodbye. The very long goodbye. When Sarah going, man? About 4, 5, 6, 8, 12 months ago, Sarah started this goodbye. Sarah Lynch, American ambassador, outgoing, quote unquote. She can write a book. You see, on goodbye. She can write a book. Rosemary, it's in real good. It's happening real nice. A book on goodbye. She's making the rounds again. Our tour is coming to the end. New ambassador, they call Tira. Tira supposed to be taking over sometime soon, coming soon, because Tirat's supposed to be taking over. And Sarah is saying goodbye. An article out of Guyana Times struck us. Proud of my partnership with Guyana. Is that going to be American, our partnership? I don't know. We a little stick up in English language and that kind of. Proud of my partnership with Guyana. Just a Master Lynch. Fitz farewell. This is the long goodbye. She says, as I depart Guyana and reflect on my time here, I'm so proud of all that my team accomplished in partnership with the government and people of Guyana. I will miss Guyana's breezy, Rocky Mountains and breathtaking savanna, things an ambassador would say. I will miss your delicious food, rich culture, and fascinating flow and fun. Isn't that keeping Sarah here so long? We could send it. We could blast, freeze, and send you the pictures and so on. Most of all, I will miss the delightful citizens of this beautiful country. I know you're gonna miss me. I know, Sarah. I know you're gonna miss me. You wake up every day and think, what would Sherrod say today? What will he say today, that special day of his? I know you're gonna miss me. Your warmth and kindness to me was unsurpassed. We tried, Sarah. We tried. And I so appreciate you allowing me to be a guest in your nation. You overstayed a little bit, but still, these past several years, right? Yep. She says, like my favorite name of a tiny Guyanese community, now or never. She says, now is your moment. Yeah. We say the same, Sarah. Now is your moment. Any day now. Any day now, Sarah. Any day now. There is no date as to specifically when Sarah Lynch is leaving, but we know that the impending ambassador, Nicole Thirat, has been confirmed by Congress. But when exactly is Sarah leaving? No one knows. No one knows. The long goodbye, folks. It's a long goodbye for us. What shall we say to these things? Right? Elizabeth Narayan says she created enough mayhem. Let she go along she way. Horace Calder says, you've overstayed your time, Sarah. Hear these sweet parting words. You overstayed your time. Naomi Drucker says, anytime now, Sarah. Anytime now. Right? Put one down in your book there. Isabella Button says, Sarah and Claudette sing. Swing. Yep. Forbes Medusa says, bye, Sarah. Adios. Yep. Kyle Bino says, we could put the catfish in the plane. Just go. I love you all. I like all these sweet words. No doubt, Sarah's going to miss us around these parts. You can always tune in. That's the beauty of social media. You don't got to go and fine tune no television, hit the big back TV. No, you just turn on, come to Facebook. Credible Sources, we every morning, Sarah. Every morning. Drop us a line every now and again. Please and thank you. Fidel Albert says, Carla Singh crying. Sarah Lynch going. Yeah, it's true. Yolanda Thomas. Look at the sweet words. Sweet words out of Yolanda Thomas. Get the hints, Satan. Get the hints. Yeah. And as Sarah Lynch talks about, beautiful names and so on, now or never. One person is asking Sarah, asking whether Sarah never hear the term beat out. I just love how Guyanese show their love and affection, We're such a loving people, All of this is part of Sarah Lynch goodbye, She hasn't stopped by these parts as yet to say goodbye, but we're expecting it any day now. Fingers crossed, folks, and a couple tours, right? Clyde Fraser says, Sarah disrespectful. The long goodbye, folks. We're watching it, monitoring it. The long goodbye. That being said, folks, in other things we're following, remember we talked about what's happening on our roads? The carnage on our roads and waterways? Well, we saw quite a meeting for CPL cricket. Here, what this article said. We're talking about CPL cricket, Cricket update. This is out of the Guyana Police Force. Cricket update. Security, traffic and parking arrangements finalized for CPL 2023. Right? As Guyana prepares to host the much anticipated Caribbean Premier League T20 cricket. A team of senior police officials headed by Deputy Commissioner of Operations, Ravindranath Bunram, accompanied Commander 4A Division, Assistant Commissioner Simon McBean, Traffic Chief Mahindra Singh, Commander B, Deputy Superintendent Robin Das, visited the Guyana National Stadium at Providence, where they did a walkabout, an inspection of the venue ahead of the game. Right? What are these guys doing there? Huh? They're looking at security and traffic and parking arrangements. Folks, Guyana is a real place. Guyana is not a real place. Marcy Agard, Horace Calder, Fidel Albert, Debbie Collins, Bantu King. This is the kind of confabulation we're looking at and should be having to stem the tide of violence on our roadways, death on our roadways, 20 dead in accidents in the last 2 weeks. But we don't see senior officials coming together like this in any serious way. They say, how can we solve this? But cricket come in. Cricket come in. Money have been met at Providence Stadium. So everybody run out. You understand where we are as a country? You all understand where we are as a country? One pastor would say, people move in the direction of their focus. Love them to death. People move in it. Look at what we focus on. And yes, planning for cricket is good. Right? Planning for the traffic situation, the parking, all of that, no fault. But death after death, accident after accident, carnage on our roads consistently, daily. Consistently and daily. I didn't see these among the people run out to meet. Right? I ain't seen McBean. I ain't seen Mahindra when he just take over traffic chief. I ain't see Robin Das. See where they come out from now. Just because cricket come in. Folks, my family would say a priority mix up. Your priority mix up. Your priority mix up. Doing this with cricket is good, but we got to do it every day of the year. You know, to save this country on the road it is on currently. Right? Channel Will says it's just backwardness. That's what Channel said. It's just backwardness. This is the kind of meeting we want to see. An emphasis being placed, again, to stem the tide of the carnage on our roads and our waterways. This will be a step in the right direction. Let me in for that. Cricket. Caribbean Premier League. Money have been met at the Providence Stadium. You have down the road. See, get down the road, get down the road. Get down the road. Over to y'all. Over to y'all. Maybe we know something. Maybe we don't know something. Talking about roads, the big boast this morning is that over 40 billion has been spent on roads in the last 6 months. Oh. I ain't got too much here. 40 billion spent on road in the last 6 months. Go brave. Wanna jail Bishop. Go brave, one. Go brave. If it's one thing we see people crying out for all the time, the road in my front street, the side street, the back alley. 40 billion spent on roads. Right? Well, let me see, Team 39. If 40 billion was earmarked for roads, the Silhouettes, Tulsi Narayan, they must be Team 39. Because 40 billion is spent on roads. in the last 6 months. Don't let me fool myself. 40 billion have not been spent on roads in the last 6 months. Unless, right? I'm hazarding the thinking, the thief torture 9. That's all I can tell you. They stole 39 out of 40. Right? That's all I can say. Tulsi Ryan said buying gold. That more sounds like it. Because gold in trouble right now. So maybe that's what to do with the money. Perhaps that is what to do with the money. Bishop, don't pull it up on us. Don't bluff me with them. The maths and maths in. Don't bluff us like the bishop. Fancy rich, Fidel Albert. Fidel says 40 billion went to PPP, friends, family, and favorites. Are you happy you said it? Right? Are you happy you said it? 40 billion went to friends, family, and favorites. How many times we saw Bishop out front saying this road project ain't finished yet? This behind. You know, how many times you have to come and you have all this manufactured rage? A road declared open, starts crumbling, a big hole, sinkhole. That's what happens when you give friends, family, and favorite contract. Large and small contractors complaining, we ain't getting work. Who this 40 billion went to? Who the 40 billion went to? Stranger words have not been spoken. Floyd Spencer, just some of the things we're following, folks. They're telling us that City Hall was taken to court recently and has been instructed to pay the GRA 1.6, I think, billion dollars. And City Hall is struggling to pay that currently, examining all ways, means, and how which they can do that. The government owes them a lot of billions too. You know, the government owes City Hall more billions than that. So maybe the government actually pays up its taxes. A lot of businesses too not paying taxes out there. And that's the encouragement this morning. Pay your taxes. You know, I'd love to see President FYI. He can set himself apart from his predecessors. Encourage the private sector to pay the taxes. Right? Encourage the private sector to pay the taxes. And then lead by example. Let the government pay its taxes as well. You see, City Hall, where its financial arrangements are concerned, it gets a bad rap. And largely because of its budgetary shortfalls. Because this government not paying the taxes. And then to stifle City Hall, you don't give any subvention. Then you can tell your friends and so on, y'all don't pay nothing. Pay taxes. And let me get the kind of city we deserve. City Hall has a whole team of people to clean the streets, the drains, the carpets, what have you. You see government now rivaling City Hall. If I want to go, then put on long, but just support her up. You want to clean the streets too. You want to be president and you want to be mayor? Make up your mind, El Presidente. Make up your mind on that. And good folks, while we're on that, encouraging all to pay up your taxes. Private and public sector, pay up your taxes. When the jail run out, this big wall of division is in sharp focus on social media. This wall they built by the airport, blocking out all of those shops there. With some openings in the wall, people that go through. Right? Folks, these guys not serious, you know. I want to tell you that. 2 headlines stick out to us this morning on this one. I want to quote one of them. As a matter of fact, I think I'll quote both of them if I can find them fast, you know. Right? They got to do with this wall by the Cherry Dragon Airport. Right? First up, one Edgel says, Shanty-tongue outlook, not representative of Guyana's culture. Shanty-tongue outlook is not representative. That's what he says, of Guyana's culture. Well, we solving the problem? Or is another case where we're just playing into this facade of development? It's building a wall to block out the shops at the back there. Solving the problem. If you believe it's a shanty-tongue, building a wall to block out the shanty-tongue, that's development. He says shanty-tongue is not a part of who we are. Gordon Mosley pointed out, being taken into some back alleys in China by the government, ducking shoe clothes hanging, going to a little hut. They got the sweetest food. People celebrate their culture. That's part of who they are. He went on to talk about different areas in Jamaica. It's a shack. Right? It's nothing but a shack. But they celebrate it. They try to enhance, clean surroundings, what have you. But essentially, it's a shack eating in. And that is part of their tourism. If we believe there's a shanty town on the periphery of the international airport, right? We meet with the dwellers in that shanty town to see how we can regularize. No, we just build a wall and block them out. And then you have Egypt comes out to say, right? Comes out to say that this is not part of who they are. Right? Shanty tongues, according to him. Shanty tongues. I want to quote the headline. Shanty tongue outlook, not representative of Guyanese culture. Shanty tongue outlook, not representative of Guyanese culture. The other headline said, derelict, unsightly area at CGIA transform into attractive retail spaces. Folks, nothing has changed about those businesses along that road leading to the entryway of Chejagan International Airport. Nothing has changed, but a wall has been built. That's all. A wall has been built to block them out, and they paint the wall bright colors. But hear this headline: derelict, unsightly area at Chejagan International Airport transformed into attractive retail spaces. You would think every building has been built over into lovely kiosks or what have you. No, it's just a wall that built block out everybody. But it's suddenly been transformed, according to this headline, into attractive retail spaces. We give them an A for propaganda. Amabel Clemens said the fence is disgusting. We give them an A for propaganda. Naomi Drucker says the whole shantytongue government with them worthless ministers, right? And she goes on from there. Naomi again says, where is the retail spaces? Shauna Fortune says, sad situation. Right? You see that? They block out all them businesses. And said they've transformed it into retail spaces. Ezra says he don't want a shanty-tongue outlook. But if that is a problem the government feel they have, a shanty-tongue again on the periphery of the Cherry Dragon International Airport, the problem has not been solved. Just put a big wall. Put a big wall. Ronald Reagan went to the former Soviet Union He told Mikhail Gorbachev to his face, 1989, tear down that wall. What wall is a division now? We gotta solve problems. Sit down. We see, but no CPL happening there. So you won't see all them big boys meeting and see how they could plan and so on. It's just a shanty tongue. Right? And shanty tongue people, it's got different treatment. Right? In some areas, you would see a consultation happening and so on and so on. But not shanty tongue. You could just go and build a wall and block out people. Block out the access to air and light and movement and so on. And call yourself a government. And so this is development. Because you block out all the poor people, build a wall. So that the white people coming in for petroleum oil can't see them. And so this is development. You just build a wall. Block out everybody. Say, we develop now. High income, 59.1% or 3%. Real GDP, 12.3 something. Non-oil GDP. We made it big. See, we're transforming shanty towns now. And you get an award, right? As being a champion of democracy, guardian of democracy, building a wall, fencing off poor people. Yeah. That's going to do it for us this morning, folks. That's going to do it for us this morning. That's what they call progress and development. That is what they call progress and development. Dolly Anderson, Robin Ryan, Bernadette Duncan, family, Sabrina, Blue. That's what they call development. Right? Come on, Passat. You saw that? Come on, says yes. The only one to impress foreigners. The headline for the article says derelict, unsightly area. Right? Y'all unsightly, the poor people there. Unsightly area at CGIA transform into attractive retail spaces because they build a big wall, block it, everybody paint it. Folks, share their life for us. Those of you coming back to watch us, we encourage you to do the same. Smash that emoji, but let's know how you folks are. And we got hundreds of folks watching us. The emoji's looking thin. Let's know how you're feeling out there. Give that emoji a smash before you run off to work or home or school. And share the live as well, good folks. We encourage you guys out there. Forrest Medusa, Edward Gonzalez, Yolanda Chalmers, Bantu King, Beatrice Selby, Quincy Cruz. Good to see you on the live as well. Yolanda and all the other folks joining us this morning. Good to have had you guys on the live this morning. Brenda Moore, we see you too. Deborah Leach, we went all this time. Yvonne Green, you're just quiet in the background. Deborah Pearson, we see you there. Dorette, we see you, Dorette. Sonia Massey Cup, Sonia, you're quiet too. Murette Reed, we see you there. Dorette Edinburgh, good to have you. Dorette and Eunice Beaton, Deborah Pearson, Glenn Wosley. Glenn, how you doing, man? Glenn, how you doing? How you keeps? Donna McDonald in Trinidad, how you keep? Phil Albert, of course, and all the other folks who joined us this morning. Siobhan McCalman, Horace Calder, Michelle Garrett. Good to have you, Michelle. GT Boy, good to see you as well. Yvette Wolford, good to have you there. Yvette and Michelle, and all the other folks, Guy Jones and Siobhan and all the other folks joining us this morning. That's going to do it for us at this end. That's our time. That's our program. That's development, folks. That's transformation. That's our time. That's our program. Have a great day. See you guys in the next one.